Tatra agamanam ekagraha dandakan praviveshaha. He, keeping one goal in mind, Sri Rama, what was his goal? To live in deep forest. And so he entered the deep forest of Dandaka. And so here, continuing, Pravishyatu maharanyam Ramo Rajiva Lochanaha.
Pravishyatu maharanyam Ramo Rajiva Lochanaha.
Viradham rakshasam hatva Sharabhangam dadarshaha.
Viradham rakshasam hatva Sharabhangam dadarshaha.
Sutikshnam chapyagastyancha Agastya bhrataram tatha.
Sutikshnam chapyagastyam cha Agastya bhrataram tatha.
Agastya vachanachaiva Jagrahaindram sharasanam.
Agastya vachanachaiva Jagrahaindram sharasanam.
So here we have an interesting thing that's going to be described. They enter Maharanyam, this big forest of Dandaka forest. So we are entering, well, they entered Dandaka, a forest. We are entering into the third chapter of Ramayana, the third section of Ramayana. We covered Balakanda in Valmiki Ramayana. We have covered Ayodhya Kanda of Valmiki Ramayana. Now we are entering into the third Kanda of Valmiki Ramayana called Aranya Kanda. A section which describes that 14 years life of Sri Rama in the forest and everything that happened there. And so in this description, well, our little Samkshepa Ramayana doesn't go into great detail of Aranya Kanda. Of course, it takes the highlights, but from verse number 41, this Aranya Kanda begins. And so here he says, Pravishyatu maharanyam Ramaha Rajiva Lochanaha. So the lotus-eyed Sri Rama, having entered the Dandaka forest, one of the first things that happened there was what? Remember, as I said, in these forests where human habitation is less, that's where the ascetics go for their contemplative lives. But don't think that they have it easy. Living in the forest, on the outskirts, where there is nothing, no facility, no electricity, no city water coming in, none of that is available, no conveniences. And then what is available? These other habitants, there are other habitants where human habitation is not there. Don't think the universe only has the human race. We are only one of the millions of races seen and unseen in this planet, in this universe. And therefore, there are other creatures in these forests, and Dandaka forest was known for all these powerful Rakshasas, evil, negative, fierce forces. And so one of the first forces that he sees is Viradha. This is the name of the Rakshasa, Viradha. And each one is in a pigeonhole. What do we know? What is our relationship with the land? Here they are connected to the land and they don't let go. I've seen this in Himalayas. I've seen this in so many places. I have lived in forest areas, in far off villages, and it's amazing the people's relationship with the land, their forests, their trees. Every turn, every stone, they are very, very territorial and possessive of. And so Viradha was a asura, a demon. And these demons were handsome in look, not by human standards, by demon standards. And who is a powerful, like you have a powerful hero, must have broad shoulders and muscles and whatnot. Well, how should a powerful demon look? Have you ever thought of that? Well, he has sunken eyes. He has a big mouth that covers the entire face. And he has a huge belly. Yeah, huge belly means a prosperous demon who has gotten a lot of food. The tigers and the lions and human flesh, everything is inside. That's how prosperous he is, successful he is. And so this Viradha, very big, very tall, very awkward, abnormal for us. But for the demon clan, he was a leader and a powerful guy. And he held lions and tiger skin and all was all over his body. So there was blood oozing from somewhere, there was fat coming down from somewhere, and well, that was him. You may make a face, but he was the Raja of that territory. And so he finds out, he says, who are these people? He sees two ascetics walking in, and then he sees with two ascetics there is a wife, there is a woman. This is ridiculous. These human beings are so stupid and in here as ascetics, and they're carrying a woman with them. What kind of ascetics are these? And therefore he is very clear that these two guys are useless. They should go into my stomach, and this poor lady, she should become my wife, And therefore he declares, he finds out, asks them who they are. Of course they tell, and Viradha is very clear that Sita will be my wife, and these two ascetics who are carrying this woman will enter my stomach. Decision is made, is declared, and what happens? He just goes and picks up Sita in his hand. What is picking up a frail little? It's like you picking up a dry leaf from the ground. This is how powerful this demon is. And that is how he picks up. And Sita is shaking. She's afraid. Rama is furious. Lakshmana is furious. And then they try to hurt him. They are unable to. Viradha was a tapaswi, and he had blessings from the infinite, the Brahmaji. What was the blessing? Well, the blessing was that he would always be protected and no being could kill him with a weapon. No matter what they did, nothing could kill Viradha. And he held Sita Devi in his hand, and Sri Rama struck him with arrows and thunderbolt and sword and whatnot. But he would fall and rise again, fall and rise again. And finally, he lifts both Rama and Lakshmana on his shoulders and tries to run. And they decide, well, maybe we should run along with him and cross the forest. But Sita Devi, while he picks them up, he drops Sita Devi on the floor, and she cries out in pain, seeing Sri Rama and Lakshmana on his shoulders. Well, they cannot stand her cry. Sri Rama twists his right arm, breaks his right arm. Lakshmana breaks the left arm, or vice versa, and they beat him up, they try to crush him. All that they do, but this guy does not die. He just simply won't die. And so what is to be done? So they decide, Sri Rama decides to bury him. Quickly Lakshmana digs up a huge pit. They realize that no weapons can hurt him. Nothing can take his prana away. And so now they are both going to use all their forces and push him down into this pit and bury him and see that he doesn't come up. And when they do that, Viradha, Asura, recognizes his time has come. No one else could do what they both did. And he declares, he says, I was a Gandharva. He tells Sri Rama, I was a Gandharva. I belonged to the higher world. My name was Tumburu, but I was cursed. I was cursed by Kubera, the Lord of Wealth, and who, when I appealed to him, he softened the curse and said, well, you will be released only when Sri Rama comes to you, and in that interaction you will return to the celestial world. And therefore Viradha is happy to go into the pit because now Sri Rama, he recognizes Sri Rama and advises Sri Rama to go to Sharabhanga sage. He says, for you to move through this Dandaka forest, it is not easy to move through this forest. And go to sage Sharabhanga, he will advise you what to do. And thus, and please bury me, you have released me back into where I belong.